What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I told you guys that I'll be following this storm as it makes its way toward the Florida coastline, the western coast of Florida. And there had been some question as to how strong Milton would be, because one thing that was a certainty, Milton, because of the trough that's in the atmosphere, plus just the fact that we're in October now. This isn't August or early September. We're now in October, and the atmosphere is not as warm as it was. So it's not in the same atmosphere it was when it was in the Gulf, or deeper in the Gulf of Mexico. So because of that, Milton is weakening. But remember, it had gotten so strong, it was a 180-mile-an-hour storm. The pressure of the storm had gotten below 900 millibars, which is damn near a record. So even with the weakening, it's still it's going to be a very powerful storm. So they estimate now that this is going to be a very, very high in category 3 or very low level category 4. So it's still going to be a very significant storm. But the ominous trend that's going on now is that as of now, Milton is tracking north of the National Hurricane Center's forecasted track. Now, the track that they had Milton going was going south of Tampa Bay, heading more along the area of Sarasota. And of course, that's bad. But tracking north of that would put it more in the direct impact of Tampa. That's worst case scenario because of the dense population that lives in that area. Millions of people live in that area. I don't think that area has been directly hit by a hurricane since 1921. Also, Milton is speeding up, which means that while the storm would go through Florida quicker, and I think rain would be a little bit less of a threat for a faster moving storm, that would also mean Milton arrives faster. And I think, common sense would say if the storm's moving faster, then the wind threat becomes greater throughout the state. So look, this is the thing. If this storm doesn't make that turn or that bend to the right, which has been forecasted by the National Hurricane Center, because it still could do that. If it doesn't make this turn, then this will be a direct hit toward Tampa Bay and Anna Maria Island, which is the worst case scenario. Now, the models, some of the models still have the storm hitting Sarasota, but the 18Z HRRR model has it hitting Tampa Bay, and the most recent run of the Euro model has Milton hitting directly Tampa Bay. So it's still up in the air as far as what this thing's going to do. But Tampa, if you're in Tampa and you think that maybe because of the latest models having it bent to the south that you're out of the woods, pay attention to the weather. I mean, I guess it's too late now to evacuate, but be aware there's a possibility the storm may not make that forecasted turn to the right, and it may be a direct impact to Tampa. That's the worst case scenario. You know, so it'll just be bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll be bad if it doesn't make this turn. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But regardless, wherever it hits, it's gonna be bad. It's not like, um, I don't want to get the impression that if it doesn't hit Tampa, then all is good, because wherever it hits, it's going to be terrible for the people that are affected by this storm. But it's just that area is so densely populated. It'll be like, this isn't the right, I don't like making comparisons like this, but it'll be like sort of like if an F4 tornado struck, right? If an F4 tornado struck an area that is mostly rural or where there's some moderate population, it's bad. There's a difference between that area striking a moderately populated area and say an F4 tornado going in the heart of New York City. You get where I'm going with that? So anyway, keep an eye on this, man, reporting on this. Of course, you got more qualified people than me, actual meteorologists here on social media that are talking about this in more detail. I think the tornado outbreak is still going on. And remember, the main storm has still not arrived yet. So, matter of fact, I'm going to try to do a little bit of more digging before I end this video. All right, let's see. Okay, I just see Max Velocity. He's on YouTube 16 minutes ago. Hurricane Milton, this is what I was just talking about. Hurricane Milton wobbles north, might make landfall closer to Tampa tonight. This is what I was just talking about. This is why I was saying in my earlier video, man, it's so difficult to pinpoint where a hurricane will make landfall because the storms just tend to wobble, especially the stronger ones. That's not good. 17 tornado warnings in Florida. Several tornadoes still on the ground. This is what I was warned about, fellas. This is what I was warned about. This is why I've been making so many videos about this. Transformers exploding on the north side of Tampa, Florida, 2:34 p.m. But anyway, man, I'll keep you guys posted on this. Tell me what you guys think.